Hi everyone, welcome back to PARQUET, episode 17, where we just got past some pretty big revelation towards the end of episode 16. So this lady, Hashihime, mentions that she can control people via BMI, and that's how she has Kanato pinned to his seat. So if you remember, Kanato mentions to law enforcement that the person who is doing this babe of the day scandal or privacy invasion must be using the heel line to steal visual memories or imagery of people and their personal lives. So, another giveaway was that Hashihime, for some reason, was interested in the same two men that Kanato was going to talk to. So, these men previously attempted to rob Kanato, and now they are selling Babe of the Day memories. So, anyways, let's see what's next now that her secret has been found out. So right now, also, Tsubasa and law enforcement are looking for Kanato. So, Tsubasa had a red flag when Kanato mentioned that he wanted to go out on his own without notice. And when Tsubasa went out looking for Kanato, she bumped into law enforcement, and together they saw the two men beaten up by Hashihime and Kanato's smartphone. So we'll see how they find Kanato and this, I'll say, questionable underground laboratory. Okay, so he asks Hashihime, are you using the heel line to hack into BMI devices?
おー、すごい。その通りだよ。よく気がついたね。
You're smart. And it stands to reason that a BMI professional would be well versed in heel line transmission. So if you remember, it takes a professional to figure out how to hack the heel line. So the heel line has limitations, being that it only works in short range. And they both fall under the same subject. But I never would have guessed.
さっきも言ったよね。この右腕はいろいろカスタマイズしてる。パワーも生身より出せるだけじゃない。ちょっとした BMI 用のデバイス機能をつけてる。今も伊吹くんの首の BMI を操作したわけさ。
So by expanding this arm, I am controlling you with this.
君が考えている通りだよ。数百メートル離れた通信も安定して行える。まあ、電波法に違反してるんだけどね。
Okay, so the reason why it's short range is because it might violate transmission laws. So in the US, all wireless communication is governed by FCC. So there are some bands that you can freely use without any problems. So the 2.4 gigahertz band and also the 5 gigahertz band. But for the other bands, you have to license it out from FCC.
ああ、でも安心して。操作といっても大したことはできない。
But I won't hurt you.
データを共有したり、ちょっとした機能をオンにする。その程度だ。
And that must be why I'm able to move before she saw me. She had not activated it yet. Okay, so are you the one who's using BMI to spy on people?
そうだよ。
Yes. Why? And you upload what you get to the site.
そうだよ。
Yes. And she replies calmly and matter of fact. And none of this seems to faze her in the slightest. Okay, so why would you do that? And what's this all for?
ちょっと待って。何から話したものか。
So first, I need to figure out how to answer this question. Okay, so you saw how traumatized Nika-san was, and you were right there with us. You should have known full well the damage you are doing to your victims. And why would you do that to her? Why?
待って。そう言ったよね。
So, shut up.
うるさいのは嫌いなんだ。
I abruptly lose my ability to speak. So while I'm thinking of an answer, you don't speak. And I can't move a single finger or do anything about the pain assailing my body.
どうしてか。
So I ask,
さて、うまく説明できるかな。
she looks up at the sky and then shrugs her shoulders in apparent defeat. And all she lets out is a single dry chuckle.
面倒だけど最初から話すよ。結局それが一番早そうだ。
She clears her throat and looks down at me. And then she begins to speak.
私の両親はいつもニコニコ優しく笑って理想の親だって言われてた。でもそれは家の外の話。家に戻ると冷たくてさ、私を殴ったり蹴ったり床に叩きつけたり、外面を気にして嫌なことがあっても笑い続ける。大人は大変だなって思ってた。だから私も我慢しなきゃ。親が我慢してるんだからしょうがない。痛いのは好きじゃないけどしょうがない。で、私が高校生の頃だよ。事故にあった。車に乗ってる時に多重玉突き事故に巻き込まれた。
And it sounds similar to someone
両親は
else.
死んじゃって、私は右腕を失った。病院でリハビリを受けている時に BMI 義手のモニターの話があった。これは前にも言ったね。周りの人は私に優しい言葉をかけてくれた。励ましてくれた。笑顔を絶やせないいい人たちって思った。
I thought.
でも違った。裏では同僚や患者をけなしたりいじめたり。
So for some reason, the patients and the workers had some grudge against Hashihime.
みんな笑顔のままで平気な顔して嘘をつくんだよ。私の両親みたいに。
While trying to be nice to Hashihime.
私はね、嘘が嫌いなんだ。嘘の笑顔よりも本心をさらけ出した顔の方が何倍も素敵だ。
Her tone is calm and collected, and I can't detect any rage or spite from it. And I can't wrap my head around how she's able to keep talking like this without interruption. Is this traumatic to her or something else entirely?
さっきの二人にしてもそう。最初はヘラヘラと人の話を聞いているのかいないのか。だから私は本心をぶつけたんだ。そしたら最後にはちゃんと分かってくれたよ。
I don't think they ended up communicating.
ルールを破ってごめんなさい。もうしない。関わらない。だから許して。泣きながら言ってくれたんだ。
And seeing the smile on her face as she recounts this, I finally realize. So it all makes sense. I can't agree with her. Perhaps I can't even understand why she feels that way. She does.
今の伊吹くんの顔にも本心が現れてる。
And now I can see your true feelings.
嘘つきの顔じゃない。とてもいい顔だよ。
And she seems delighted to see me in distress.
言っておくけど、 私だけじゃない。嘘にうんざりしてる人は世の中にたくさんいるんだよ。例えば、私のクライアントの中にもいた。
Like who?
その人も周囲の人たちの笑顔に傷つき苦しんでいた。苦しんでる人を見たとき、伊吹くんならどうする？助けるよね、やっぱり。
Okay, so let me give you a test. So what would you do if you saw someone in pain? Will you help them or not?
私もそう。見過ごせなかった。まるで昔の私を見てるようで。だから教えてあげたんだよ。笑顔なんて嘘の顔だってこと。本心はひどいものだってこと。誰だって他人の目がないところでは本当の顔が現れる。
But in secret, they do something else.
それを実際に証明してあげたらすごく感謝してもらえた。そしてその人は言ったのさ。自分の知り合いも救ってあげたいって。世の中には嘘に苦しめられている人はたくさんいるから助けてあげたいって。私もそう思った。そして嘘つきのいないコミュニティを作った。
She talks in a fixed rhythm as if she's immersed deep in her memories. And does this mean that Ibaraki-san's prediction was right?
だから、あえて一言で言うなら、嘘つきが嫌いだから。
And she flashes me a wide smile. The same smile as always? Well, no, actually, so this smile looks more genuine. Is that the reason why you took that video of Nika-san? Because she's always smiling?
私はあの子の本心を知りたかったんだ。上手な嘘の仮面の下の顔。でもすごいんだ。ああ、逆の意味でね。金平さんは徹底して嘘をついてる。
But I think she's still lying.
家族の前でも一人になっても全然本心を見せてくれなかった。
So, if she's smiling too much, it means that she's obviously lying or hiding something.
こんな上手な嘘つきもいるよってサイトにもあげた。それをさっきの二人は私利私欲のために売ったんだ。ルールを破って。それが許せない。二度と来ないでほしい。そのお願いをしたわけさ。ああ、でも盗撮の相談をしてる時だけは本心を見せてくれてたね。金平さんは辛そうな顔してた。かわいそうだったな。
So now that I exposed her, I'm able to see that that smile is too a lie. So, in secret, she's shy and insecure. So she is not joking. She isn't trying to rile me up. She actually means what she says. And she genuinely feels sorry for her, yet she holds no remorse for her actions. And the feelings in my chest are swirling around like a dark, maelstrom. There might be a lot of people who can relate with this. That's true. People who derive joy from the misfortune of others. And that's what Reno said. But purposefully harming someone and crushing their happiness, I don't like that. It's awful.
とはいえ、サイトに紛れ込んだ嘘つきはあの二人だけじゃない。もっとたくさんの嘘つきが紛れ込んでる。そのせいで警察まで動き出してさ。だから今のうちに木戸さんの願いを叶えてあげようと思ったんだ。
So what's her wish? What? And now I'm even more confused. So what is Kido-san's wish? There you go. So what does Kido-san have to do with this?
伊吹くんも知ってるんじゃない？いつも木戸さんと一緒にいるんだから。
Wait, I thought you know because you're always with her.
彼女が記憶を探してるってことをさ。
Wait, so how do you know that?
知ってるよ。私は木戸さんと知り合いなんだから。
Okay?
生前からのね。茨城さんの体じゃない、細い腕、痩せこけた顔、不気味なくらい白い肌の木戸さんを知ってるんだ。
So she knows about the body sharing situation too. It doesn't seem like she's trying to bait me, but
私が義手のモニターをしている時に知り合ったんだ。年下なのに私よりも BMI に詳しくて、いろんなことを教えてもらったよ。
so she's the expert.
以前に言った私に BMI の知識を授けてくれたのは木戸さんのことさ。
Okay?
彼女は擬態について調べてた。すでに意識を移植することは可能だったから、あとは自分の意識を受け入れる体さえあれば。でも残念ながら全身を代替するほど技術は進んでいない。彼女の願いは叶わなかった。それでも懸命に木戸さんは生きていた。
So basically, she was a genius and lived a good life and
こればっかりはしょうがないなんて笑ってた。でもある日の夜、私は見たんだ。彼女の泣いてる姿を。死にたくない。なんで自分が誰か助けて、お願い助けてってね。そんな激しい本心を隠し続けて、木戸さんはとんでもない嘘つきだった。
Okay?
私、その本心を見たときにね、ドキドキしちゃった。あんなの見たら、嘘だらけの笑顔なんて余計に信じられなくなった。
So is she reminiscing about that moment? Hashihime-san closes her eyes and her breath becomes eerily ragged.
本当にすごかった。体中から何かが吹き上がって、そのまま脳を突き抜けるような感覚。
Okay?
その人の内面すべてが溢れて、何もかもを晒して、あれが人間の本心。全然違う。全然別物。
And for some reason, Hashihime's happy about it. Like, her true self is showing. So, let's see, exposing the most primal of human desires.
今も脳に焼き付いてる。たくさんの人の本心を見てきたけど、あんなにドキドキさせてくれたのは木戸さんだけだから。私は木戸さんに真実を教えてもらったんだ。
And then I told her the truth. The sweet, rosy blush on her cheeks stands in contrast to the horrible things she's saying. So for some reason, Hashihime is happy that, oh, I see that Kido-san is exposing herself and that's the best time of my life. So she was all happy and laughing and smiling, but in reality, she is concerned that her life is coming to an end. But this is not the first time, so this is not the time to be making those observations.
木戸さんは苦しんでた。かわいそうで見過ごせなかった。だからね、私が見つけてあげたんだよ。他人の意識を受け入れてくれる人。
And then I went to find a person who will accept someone else's consciousness.
予想よりも簡単だった。なんせ茨城さんが自分を売ってくれたからね。
So it looks like Hashihime was the one who did the memory grafting. So putting Tsubasa into Reno's body.
茨城さんを紹介したら、木戸さんはすごい顔してたな。怒るような、悲しむような、なんとも言えない複雑な、自分の気持ちを測りかねてるみたいな顔だった。あれはあれで素敵な顔だった。
And it was all perfect. Wait, it can't be. She willingly transferred herself to Ibaraki-san's body just like she predicted.
わかるよ。驚くよね。でもこれは全部本当のことさ。
But that's the truth.
他人の体であっても生き延びたいと思った。それが彼女の本心だ。その結果は言うまでもない。木戸さんの意識は間違いなく移植された。
And it worked.
一人の体に二人の意識が宿るっていう予想とは違う形になったけど。
Because she does not remember why she grafted herself. So, does that mean...
それは本当のことだよ。
Well, it's all true.
少しでも実験の成功率を上げるために移植するデータを最小限に絞ったんだ。
So we had to reduce as much data as possible so that this transmission or transfer would go smoothly.
移植の事情や私のことを覚えてないのはそれが理由。
And I have no way of knowing if she's telling the truth. Well, actually, maybe I just don't want to accept it as the truth.
木戸さんは新たな人生を歩き出した。過去を捨ててね。楽しそうに笑ってたよ。新たな生き方を満喫してた。その姿を見てると私は放っておけなくなった。
But there's something wrong, so what's the problem now?
だってさ、そんなの本物だと思う。
So I think she's fake smiling. Wait, what do you mean?
あの衝動まで切り捨てたせいで、今過ごしている日常の価値を理解できていないんじゃないかな。それに、木戸さんも自分の記憶を取り戻したいと考えてる。だから、私はその願いを叶えたいんだ。
Okay, so I'll grant her that wish.
私を震わせた衝動を木戸さんに取り戻させてあげたいんだよ。
And trying to argue with her about the morality of this would be futile, I feel. And she probably understands that what she's doing is not normal. She understands that, and yet she still does it. And I'm overcome by indescribable emotions. Hashihime-san looks down at me, a slightly condescending smile on her lips.
その顔を見る限り、過去を話した会話あったみたいだね。いい顔をしているよ。
And it's wonderful. I doubt anything I say to her will do anything.
さて、私の話はこれでおしまい。
Okay, so that's all.
そろそろ目的を果たさないと。
Now for you.
伊吹くんを拘束したのはちょうど良かったかもしれないね。こんな状況なら呼び出すのに苦労はなさそうだ。
Well, I need to stop her. I will try. Okay, so I tried to move, but I can't even lift a finger.
なんだか文句がありそうだね。でも考えてみてほしい。こんな大事な決断を忘れてていいと思うの？君は。
I don't know. So I have no answer for her. Even if it was Hashihime-san who instigated it, Kino-san still chose to graft her consciousness. Maybe she should know what she did. Still, I can't condone what Hashihime-san is doing. And there's no logic to it. My instincts are telling me this is not right. And she's just trying to use Kino-san for her own gratification. I can't let her do this.
言いたいことがあるなら言っていいよ。
Well, nothing you do will help, so it's too late. I have everything under control. Well, I don't know if anything you said is true.
やだな。全部本当のことさ。
It is true. I swear. And there's one thing I want to know though. I cannot let her go. I cannot let her go to Kido-san. If we're talking about liars, you're a pretty big one yourself.
Huh?
Really?
どういう意味かな?
What are you trying to say? So you yourself are smiling. You've been lying with a smile on your face this whole time. So even though you hate people who smile too much that they're hiding something behind their backs, it looks like you're doing the same thing too. So you're smiling right now, even though I'm sure you have a even more sinister plan in mind. And that's why you have me like this. So is that why you have me restrained to this chair? Well, nonsense. And the air of composure she kept so well thus far is completely blown away. Okay, so I was lying. And she does not just frown. It's like her face is frozen in a snarl of rage. And there's none of the control and measure she kept up before. Okay, so you want to see others suffering, that's all. Even you know how twisted this is, and you just keep making excuses.
バカなこと言わないで。私は純粋に人を救いたいだけだよ。
I'm only trying to save people.
そのためにサイトを作ってたくさんの人を救った。
Wait, so that's a lie. You just wanted to know that you are not the most sick, twisted person out there. And you want to think that everyone was as rotten as you.
勝手に決めつけないでよ。そんなんじゃない。
No?
全然違うよ。私はただ。
So all I want is... Well, you just want to see others suffer to make yourself feel better. It's all about the pleasure you derive from.
いい加減黙ろうか。
Okay, you talk enough. You're done. And the taste of blood spreads in my mouth. And something has clearly changed from her countenance as she looks down upon me. And she glares, frustration lacing her pupils. Hey, you wouldn't be so angry if I were An even more tense blow causes my brain to feel like it's rattling. Okay, so stay shut. I don't want to hear any of your comments anymore. And the taste of blood becomes even more marked. Well, I suppose it's not all lies. You have something genuine inside of you. And the nasty face you're making right now, well, that's the true you. It's brimming with your true heartfelt desires and all that hate and you're lying. So nothing you say, or I won't believe anything else that you say. She looks down on me, her icy glare boring holes into my head. And she only relaxes after she makes sure I cannot talk anymore. After her taking a deep breath, she seems to regain her composure.
殴らせて BMI が外れるように仕向けたのかな。それとも壊させたかったのかな。煽り方がうまいね、伊吹くん。でもね、そう喧嘩腰にならずに落ち着いてほしい。記憶を取り戻すのは木戸さん自身が望んでることじゃないか。
Well, I'm sure the problem is not with Kido-san or Tsubasa. It's more with Hashihime herself.
他人が口を挟むようなことじゃないよ。
Well, all I hear are excuses from you. You just want to see the look of despair on her face when she's forced to confront those memories. You want to see her in agony. Is that not what you are doing right now? You are reveling in watching me suffer. And this is all for your sick pleasure.
伊吹くんは物覚えが悪いのかな、それともマゾなのかな。
So maybe your memory or your brain is messed up thanks to my punches. Hashihime-san raises her prosthetic arm again, but right as she's about to slam it down onto my head, someone cries out. So stop from Tsubasa. Okay, so Tsubasa pops in, I'll say at the last moment. So Kido-san tackles her faster than she can react. She loses her balance, and the two of them tumble onto the floor. Wait, Kido-san? I immediately try and get up and run, but my body still does not work. Hey, what are you doing here, Kido-san? Kido-san took her by surprise, but she cannot keep her down, and the tide turns over in an instant. Wait, you little... Hashihime-san swats her away with terrifying ease using her prosthetic arm. As a result, Kido-san is blown away like a rag doll and rolls onto the floor. Hashihime-san gets up and walks over to me again, and it'll be difficult to stop her, even more so now that she's widened the distance between them. So why are you here? And despite being thrown with such force, Kido-san does not falter. She stands back up and focuses her gaze. So you came to me, right? How rude. I knew something wasn't right. Wait, so your memories? Okay, you stop it. Okay, so Tsubasa was eavesdropping as Hashihime was giving her whole story about what happened in the past. Hashihime-san simply shrugs and snickers at her, and rather than disappointment, her tone indicates boredom. Okay, so that was not interesting. So I did find it interesting and suspicious that I would be able to gain my memories little by little, slowly. So it's quite, I'll say, there's no way it could be so convenient to obtain memory like this. Which means that someone must be playing with me in the background, which happens to be Hashihime. So it must be from someone that I know very well. So you two are on the same wavelength. And mentioning how sick she was must have set her off. The same venomous frown from before breaks through her mask of casual disdain. And plus, you are an expert with BMI and the HIA line.
それが私ってわけか。
which means that it was me, right?
しかしよくこの場所まで。
警察の方に無理を言って調べてもらいました。
So basically, I pushed the police to help me find this place. So we worked together.
まさかと思いつつここに来たら僕の生前の話が始まった。だからごめん、伊吹くん。聞き耳を立てていたら止めに入るのが遅れた。
So I could have jumped in earlier, but
まさかいきなり殴るとは思ってなかったから。
so basically I waited too long and you took damage. So she pretty much has you restrained by now. Well, that doesn't matter. You need to so if she heard everything Hashihime-san said about her past, then she knows that all of her projections or predictions from this morning were right. She had have to have heard that she grafted herself onto someone else with the hopes of fully taking over the body.
大丈夫。僕なら平気だよ。
Well, don't worry about me. She takes a light breath to assuage me, and her response is accompanied by a big smile, but it looks somewhat forced.
そうか、聞いたのなら仕方ない。ついでだ、はっきり言っておこう。私は嘘をついていない。すべて本当のことだ。
So, FYI, just to reinforce that everything I said is true. Really?
はい。そうなんでしょうね。
So, it's the same smile she had this morning, and the same sad, defeated expression.
そんな随分あっさりと上手に嘘をつくんだから。でも君の過去は変わらない。君が体を奪おうとしたことは変わらない。
But you still stole someone else's body. I noticed Kito-san stiffen in place.
はい。
Yes, I admit. She simply nods, and her fists stay balled up, quivering slightly. And perhaps she's feeling fear as well.
僕は弱いからすぐに楽な方に逃げようとする。今だけじゃない。生きてた頃からきっと弱かった。だから納得した。やっぱり僕は最低な人間なんだって。
And she's not just trying to put herself down. She's not trying to resist Hashihime-san's poisonous implications. Kito-san simply stopped running away from the past. And I realized that.
は？何それ？笑わせないでくれ。
Come on, so don't make me laugh.
今さら素直に認めたところで、言いこぶったところで意味なんてありゃしない。
But you must pay back for all the bad things that you've done, so you can't act all good now. So you can't hide your past crimes. And frustrated, Hashihime-san tries to hound her further. But Kyo-san does not falter.
橋姫さんが言った通り、過去は消えない。逃げられない。だから向き合うんだ。
But I'll accept for what it is.
向き合って。まず謝る。
So first step is apologizing.
これが正直な気持ち。今の僕の気持ちだ。
ただの綺麗事だ。そんなの本心じゃない。
その綺麗事が本心だと言えるように僕はなりたい。
もうそんなの全部台無しだよ。 はずじゃなかったの。ずっと期待してたの。
So how long has she been waiting for this? So what this?
やっぱりあれかな。私の気持ちが伝わってないのかな。
So the tinge of derision in her voice makes images of two men being beaten in the back alley flash through my mind. And Hashihime-san raises her fist, reaffirming my fears. Wait, run, hurry, so...
嫌だ。僕は
No,
逃げない。
I won't run, so I must confront this.
正直な気持ちを教えてよ。あの時みたいにさ。
And Hashihime-san approaches her with her fist primed, but it's held back by Kito-san throwing whatever she can get her hands on. And she shakes off everything she throws and approaches with her fist raised. She swings, but thankfully whiffs. Instead, her power fist hits a mechanical arm, forming a huge dent in it. And she uses the momentum from pulling it out to turn around and take a lunge at Kito-san. But Kito-san manages to maintain her distance and keeps throwing whatever finds its way into her hands. And she can't hold out long for this.
木戸さん、ちゃんと話そう。腹を割って話そうよ。
So let's talk.
さっきから包み隠さず本心を晒してますよ。
But then again, you won't believe me. And every time she swings her arm, the shriek of crunchy metal fills the room. And with each shot she takes at her, Kyo-san's further driven into a corner. Wait, run away, so I'll get the police.
伊吹君を残していったら
No, I can't leave you here. Oh, well, forget about me. I'll be fine.
そのありさまでよく言う。
今、話をしてるのは私でしょ。
So your opponent is me, right? And I focus all my willpower onto my feet, but they won't budge. And no matter how desperate I am, my body just won't listen. So pretty much Hashihime has him locked down and made it so that there's no way Kanato can power himself out from this. Damn. I can't even shake in my seat. If it wasn't for the damn BMI on my neck, I could move. I could keep Hashihime-san in check with my soul expansion. And as desperate thoughts race into my mind, an idea lights up the murk in my mind like a lightning streaking the night sky. And the gears start turning fast. But he better hurry before Tsubasa gets more damage. So Hashihime-san punches open a hole in the wall, causing debris to fly everywhere. And Kito-san covers her face with her arms to block the incoming rubble. But she stumbles and falls onto the floor as she walks back.
いい加減、正直になりなって。
Okay, I want to see the truth.
しつこいな。全部僕の本心だって言ってるだろ。
And her voice quivers.
ふん。
Really?
そう。
Okay. And anger and resentment has disappeared from Hashihime-san's expression. And she simply regards Kito-san with emotionless eyes. But Kito-san does not look away. And she meets her cold gaze straight on.
木戸さんはそんな目をする人でもなかったの。そうやって見られる。イライラするな。
And she holds her arm aloft. It's aimed right at Kito-san's defenseless head. And she must be paralyzed in fear. She's sweating and her breathing is ragged. But the one thing she does not do is run away, so I'm not going to chicken out. Wait, Kito-san! And as if my cry was her cue, Hashihime-san brings her fist down, and Kito-san keeps her gaze steady even as the powerful mechanical fist comes down, and she takes a small breath. So what happened? So a fist directly hits Hashihime-san's chin head on, but it's not Kito-san's. Her right prosthetic arm stopped mid-swing and swung back up at her chin. Wait, what happened? And both of them seem completely perplexed. Well, I'm the only one who knows what happened. Hey, what did you do to me? What do you mean? So I didn't do anything? So must be you. So she points right at Kanato. So she must have cut up her mouth. She shouts, sprinkling blood-laced spit. Oh, so didn't you explain it yourself? So the BMI on my neck and your right arm are connected. And if you can't influence me, then the reverse is true as well. So it works both ways. So the only way to win is to turn back the enemy's powers against them. So basically, Kanato 2 hacked into the BMI and Hia line and is able to gain control of Hashihime's right arm. And maybe a normal person would not be able to make use of BMI link like this, but thankfully I am not normal. And my soul expansion was the answer. Okay. I went ahead and gave it a cool name, but it does not actually have anything to do with spirituality or souls. And the electrical signals the brain uses to send commands are inherently weak. But my electrical signals are too powerful to be considered normal, so I am able to amplify my electrical signals from my brain. And strong enough to send an electric signal to the person I touch and directly communicate my thoughts to them. Okay, and I send my thoughts through BMI link and took control over prophecies. There you go. I gambled it on being able to use her arm as a stepping stone to influence her thoughts. Wait, I can't believe it. And her fist launches into her chin once again, and a splatter of blood bursts from her mouth this time. Wait, so this is impossible. This can't happen. How dare you? And after a few continuous hits, she finally faints. She sonorously falls on her back lifelessly, and once she hits the floor, she stirs no more. Okay, so she's knocked out. She's completely out cold as far as I can tell. I could feel the force of that blow. She's not just pretending to be out for the count, that's for sure. So what happened? It must be hard to parse from Kito-san's standpoint. It definitely looks like her opponent suddenly decided to beat herself unconsciously. And she simply blinks in confusion. Kind of. So, can you take off the BMI first? So which one? So take mine and hers off. And without the BMI, I can finally move. And Hashihime-san won't have any control over me. We have to detain her and call the police.
わかった
Okay, so now bring in law enforcement. So Kiyo-san hurries to me and takes the BMI off my neck. And I finally regain control of my body and stand up. But, huh?
伊吹くん
But he too faints, so he's worn out. Wait, so was Hashihime-san lying when she said that there would not be side effects? And I entertained the idea for a moment, and then realized that's not it. So I'm still weak from getting beaten down by her. Okay.
伊吹くんすぐに救急車を
Well, Ibuki-kun, so we need to call an ambulance. I'm fine. Well, I'm sure that's not. So, either way, Tsubasa has to bring in emergency services.
でも
I can't exert any force, but I can move. And she may have hit me harder than I realized back there. And I'd rather not describe the mess of bloody ribbons going on inside my mouth. Every time I speak, blood spills from the corners of my mouth.
違う
So he does need an ambulance.
死なないで死んじゃダメだ
I'm fine. I won't die. My mouth is just a little cut up, that's all. Well, all my organs are unharmed. And I promise I'll be there with you when you apologize, remember? Okay. I'm fine, really. So I'll keep my promise. I'm not dying today. But I'm a little tired.
伊吹くんね寝ちゃダメだ寝たら死ぬ
No.
死んじゃ
Please stay with me. I love to, but...
うパルケ
Okay, so he passed out at the end. So my vision is growing hazier by the minute. It takes all my effort to not faint on the spot. Well, I'm not going to die, so relax. Just call the police. No, so just call Rokumi-san and Aku-san. It'll be difficult to explain the situation to any other officers but them. It's better to deal with someone we know, whatever the case is.
わかった
Kiyo-san takes out her phone and calls. And meanwhile, I approach the fallen Hashihime-san. I can't walk well, so I slowly stumble my way to her. And when I get close, I reach out for the neck. And I'm not scrapping for another fight with that arm of hers again. We need to shut her down right now. It'll be a problem if she starts blabbering about Kido-san Ibaraki-san's situation. And if the fact that the personality grafting was a success becomes common knowledge, it'll be a real problem for both of them. And all eyes would turn on them. And up until now, what she wanted was to see Kido-san's despair upon discovering the truth, so she kept it a secret from everyone. But she has no reason to hide their condition anymore. It wouldn't surprise me if she puts it all out there just to spite us. So I'll silence her with my soul expansion. And she's fainted right now, but it should be able to affect her greatly as she has her guard down. And I need to do this. Okay, so he tells Hashihime in her mind that you won't divulge Ibaraki-san and Kido-san's secret, and you may not say anything about me. I send my thoughts into her subconscious at full force, but then... Wait, so what's wrong? She stirs all of a sudden. My body jumps into high alert, or rather, it tries to, despite my delayed reactions. And my heart almost pops out of my mouth, but my fears prove to be unfounded in the moment. So, did the electrical signal make her muscles twitch in reflex? She shivers, but I can only see her white of her eyes still. So, she's not awake, that's for sure. Oh, phew, that scared me. But she'll be okay for now. And we just need to tie her up. I remove her BMI, now she should not be able to move her prosthesis. And I imagine she'll be in the same precarious condition as I am when she wakes up. I tie up her arms with a cable tie that I found in the wreckage. Okay, so take the memories before Akusan and Rokiru-san get here. Okay, so this is a good place to stop, and we'll see how it goes. So we're now in chapter 5, which is the last chapter for PARQUET. So I feel that the reason why Hashihime is so mad and she likes watching other people in despair is that she's jealous. So back then, Tsubasa was like this poster child, so she knew about BMIs extensively and was an active participant in a breakthrough research. So grafting someone's personality or their mind onto another person. And Tsubasa did so well that she probably made Hashihime look bad. And this is on top of Hashihime's bad life. The fact that her parents smile in public, but in private, they get abusive and they beat up Hashihime. So anyways, with that said, I'll see you in the next episode.